हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं अपनी नई सीरीज़ से जिसमें हम साइंस और सोशल साइंस पढ़ेंगे। बाद में मैथ्स भी पढ़ेंगे, क्लास 6 से लेकर क्लास 12 तक। आज ये क्लास 6 की पहली सीरीज़ है। क्लास 6 की साइंस हम पढ़ेंगे चैप्टर 1। ठीक है, ये हम पढ़ेंगे कहाँ से? हमने NCERT की बुक ली है, हमने नेशनल काउंसिल ऑफ एजुकेशनल रिसर्च एंड ट्रेनिंग, यहाँ से हम पढ़ेंगे। ठीक है, तो आइए शुरू करते हैं क्लास 6 साइंस चैप्टर नंबर 1 से। तो ये है स्टूडेंट्स हमारा चैप्टर 1, जिसका टाइटल है फूड। फूड वी ऑल नो क्या होता है। फूड इज़ एनीथिंग दैट कैन बी ईटन एंड गिव्स अस एनर्जी। ठीक है, कोई भी ऐसी चीज़, हम अपने घर में बहुत अवेयर हैं फूड से। चावल, दाल, रोटी, जो भी चीज़, सैलड, फिश, मीट, एग, मिल्क, जो भी प्रोडक्ट्स हम खाते हैं वो सारे किसके अंतर्गत आते हैं? वो सारे आते हैं फूड के अंडर आते हैं। तो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट थिंग स्टूडेंट्स कि हमें सोचना है कि वेयर डज इट कम फ्रॉम, ये फूड आता कहाँ से है। ठीक है, तो आइए लाइन बाय लाइन हम स्टडी करेंगे इस बुक के साथ साथ और एक कंसेप्ट डेवलप करेंगे फूड का हमारे माइंड में। ठीक है, तो लेट्स बिगिन विद, मैं इसको थोड़ा जूम करता हूँ और होपफुली आपके पास ये बुक होगी। अगर नहीं भी होगी तो आप यहाँ से इसकी हेल्प ले सकते हैं बुक की। कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है बुक खरीदने की, सारी चीज़ें इसमें मैं कवर करता हुआ चलूँगा। सो व्हाट डिड यू ईट एट होम टुडे? फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू हैव टू थिंक दैट आपने आज क्या खाया घर पे। फाइंड आउट व्हाट योर फ्रेंड्स एट टुडे। डिड यू ईट द सेम काइंड ऑफ फूड यस्टरडे एंड टुडे? वी ऑल ईट डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ फूड एट डिफरेंट टाइम, इजंट इट? ये क्या बता रहे हैं कि आप खुद ही सोचिए, हम अपनी डेली लाइफ में कभी मॉर्निंग में ब्रेकफास्ट करते हैं, उसमें कुछ अलग चीज़ें खाते हैं, जैसे ब्रेड खाते हैं, बटर खाते हैं, कॉर्नफ्लेक्स खाते हैं, ठीक है, फ्रूट्स खाते हैं। इसी तरीके से हम इवनिंग में जब लंच करते हैं तो कुछ और चीज़ खाते हैं। फिर अपना इवनिंग में जब ब्रेकफास्ट करते हैं या स्नैक्स लेते हैं तो कोई और चीज़ खाते हैं, कुछ मिल्क लेते हैं या कोई बिस्किट्स लेते हैं, नमकीन लेते हैं। इसी तरीके से नाइट में हम जब रात में खाना खाते हैं तो कुछ अलग चीज़ खाते हैं। तो देयर आर डिफरेंट वेराइटी ऑफ फूड्स इन आवर डेली लाइफ एंड इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड अपॉन द रीजन वेयर वी लिव। अगर मान लीजिए आप नॉर्थ इंडिया में रहते हैं तो नॉर्थ इंडिया में अलग टाइप के फूड्स खाए जाते हैं। आप साउथ इंडिया में रहते हैं, साउथ इंडिया में अलग टाइप की क्यूजीन खाई जाती है। आप अगर पंजाब में रहते हैं, पंजाब में अलग टाइप की क्यूजीन खाई जाती है, अलग टाइप की डिशेस खाई जाती हैं। ठीक है, उन सब को हम बारी बारी से फोकस करेंगे, देखेंगे कि कितनी सारी वैरायटी है, फूड कहाँ से आता है। हमारा जो भी फूड हमारी थाली में आता है, हमारे डाइनिंग टेबल पे आता है, वो फूड आ कहाँ से रहा है। ठीक है, तो लेट्स थिंक अबाउट द वैरायटी ऑफ द फूड। Here is an activity you can perform with any of your friend. You could call him, you could phone him, and you can perform this activity. What is there? Let's see. Ask your friends in the school about the items they would be eating during a day. Okay, you have to ask different types of items what your friends have eaten throughout the day. See if you can also get the information about friends staying in different states of India. If you have got some friend or some relative of your age group and he is residing some another state of India, like you are supposingly you are in Uttar Pradesh, someone is in Uttarakhand, someone is in Madhya Pradesh, someone is in Kerala or Tamil Nadu or Odisha or Bengal or Gujarat, so you will find that they are eating different variety of foods and you are eating different variety of foods, depends upon in the area which we live. Okay, list all your items in your notebook as given in table 1.1 for as many friends as possible. What you have to do, you have to make a table like this a table you have to make, where one side it is to be written in one column name of the student and friend. Food items eaten in a day. Supposingly he ate a breakfast with bread and butter, so you note here what did he eat in breakfast? Bread and butter. In lunch, suppose he has taken chapati and dal, so you note in the second column, you note that he has eaten chapati and dal. And in this side you have to write the name of your friend. In this way you can make a large table and note it all down. So you will notice that different friends, they are eating different things as well as you. Some things must be common, something must be different. So after performing this activity, we will find that there are several items that your friends eat and you eat were common, and there are several items that were different. Means suppose your friend got butter and bread in the breakfast, and you have eaten something like chapati or paratha. ठीक है, so there is a difference what you have eaten and what your friends had eaten. There seems to be a much variety. Come on here. There seems to be so much variety in the food that we eat. What are these food items made of? Okay, so what are these food items? Whatever you have noted here in this activity table, just notice them and think about that. What are they made up of? Okay, think about the rice cooked at home. We take raw rice and boil it in water. Just two materials or ingredients are needed. What are ingredients? Ingredients is anything which an item is composed of. Okay, ingredient is anything which an item is composed of. Supposingly you are making a banana shake, so there is a banana, there is milk inside it, there is sugar inside it, there are some cherries, some dry fruits inside it. So all these different things which are combining well to make banana, which are preparing together to make banana shake, all those things are its ingredients, are its content. So here it is written just two materials or ingredients. So ingredients का meaning समझ गए आप? Ingredients are needed to prepare dish of boiled rice. Boiled rice we all eat. Boiled rice, what is it made up of? It requires just water and rice. When the rice is boiled in water, then after some time when it cooks well, we just remove it from there and take in our serving bowl. On the other hand, some food items are made with many ingredients. To prepare vegetable curry, we need different kinds of vegetables, salts, spices, oil, and so on. So you can see here कि when we are making some you can say curry, or you can say we are making some dry vegetable for eating. So there are several things are required like salt, turmeric, spices, what we add on. Some oil is also required to fry it. ठीक है? So here are different kind of there are so many ingredients in some things, and there are very few ingredients in some other things. So next move on to activity 2. So what we have to do in activity 2, just listen it carefully. Is it going well? So if any problem, you may comment in the comment section. Here activity 2, choose some of the items you listed in table 1.1. Here we have listed some items, some food items eaten by our friends. So choose them. You have to write all those here. What is written here, you have to write it here. The items told by your friends or your some relatives living in different areas of the country or in your local area also, then you will also find there is a lot of difference. So in table 1, and try to find out the ingredients used to prepare by discussing with your friends and elders at home. Suppose at your home there must be your mom, your elder sister, your elder brother, or anyone, or some of your teacher. If they are available, just you note all these things, food items written over here onto this side, onto left side, and you must think by yourself that what are the ingredients by which these items are made up of. Okay, so here you can say, for example, it is shown here like roti or chapati. Here it is made up of atta and water. ठीक है, roti what we eat, chapati what we eat in our house, it is made up of atta. Atta, you know, it's a wheat flour. Wheat grains are grounded to prepare it as a flour, and it is mixed with water in a appropriate ratio, and then shaped into shape of chapatis and cooked over tawa. Okay, so these are made up of atta and water. Next is dal. Dal includes what? Let's see here the ingredients: pulses, water, salt, oil, ghee, spices. Several things are put into the dal. If suppose there is some fish curry prepared for you, your mom prepared fish curry for you, so what does it include? It includes fish, it includes certain spices, it includes some vegetables also, it includes some salt, some turmeric, some oil. So you can write all over here. Okay, now let's start here. What do we find? Do we find some ingredients common for different food items? You may discuss with your friends in your class. So where do these ingredients come from? So there we have seen that something is atta, something is water, there are some spices, ghee, salt, water, turmeric, whatever thing, rice, whatever thing we have seen in the previous page. We are so let's start here. So where are those ingredients come from? So next heading is food materials and sources. So here we will discuss, here we will come to know that what are the different materials used to prepare the food, what are the different items which are mixed well together in a proper proportion to prepare our food which is served at our dining table. Okay, it may be easy for us to guess the source of some of the ingredients that we listed in table. So in the activity 2 we have listed some ingredients like chapati. For chapati we have listed atta and water. For vegetable curry we have listed different ingredients. For dal we have listed different ingredients. Okay. So vegetable, for instance, where do they come from? Plants, of course. Okay, whatever they come from, they come from plant. Okay, so like wheat come from wheat fields, and your spices come from also from fields. So we will discuss it later. Let's see what here it is saying. Where do they come from? They come from plants, of course. What are the sources of rice or wheat? You may have seen paddy or wheat fields with rows and rows of plants which give us these grains. So you must have seen places like here it is showing places like fields, खेत जो होते हैं आपने देखा होगा, खेत जो आपके एरिया में खेत होते हैं, आपने देखा होगा गेहूं के या धान के खेत होते हैं, where there are several plants grounded together, they are sowed together, and you must have also seen grains stick onto the body of the plants. Okay, so all these grains come from plants. Okay, and then there are food items like milk, egg, meat, chicken, fish, prawns, beef, pork, and such others which come from animals. So daily we eat some animal product also, like milk. Milk is animal product. It comes from cow or buffalo or goat or sheep. Like similar way we eat egg. Egg comes from hens, chickens. ठीक है. So we often eat meat also. Some of your friend must have eaten meat also. So where does meat come from? Meat also comes from animals. And then there are food items like all this. Okay, so now moving on to next. In the activity 3, what we have to do, let us take the food items here. Let us take the food items. Let me zoom it much more. Okay, so let us take the food items listed earlier and try to find out where they come from, the ingredients and their sources. Okay, so now we have to think about the ingredients and the sources from where they come from. Okay, so in the previous activity what we have done, see here, what we have done, we have noted down the food item, we have noted down the ingredients. Now here what we have to do, here in the third activity what we have to do, we have to make 3 columns: food item, ingredients, and we have to note their sources, that whether it is coming from plant or whether it is coming from animals. So how will be doing this? We will be asking our elders in the family, our sister, our elder brother, our father, our mother, whoever is available at your home, you must be asking them, and you must be noting all these sources here. That, like for example, mama, where this rice come from? So she'll be telling you that it comes from plant, it comes from field. So you have to note it here. Like where does the salt come from? So salt comes from sea. So you can ask several questions at your home to your elders, and you have to complete all this activity. Okay, so moving on to next, here you have to perform this activity number 3. Okay, you have to perform all this, like make table like this at your home and do all note such things, and whatever the food items you eat daily, you could do the same activity with them also. Okay, so Now begin with the next page. What do we conclude from activity 3? You must have performed activity 3, okay? After this you will be reading this. Plants are the sources of food. Ingredients like grains, cereals, vegetables and fruits. Okay, plants are the sources of food. Ingredients like grains, cereals, vegetables and fruits. So you must have noted that you following ingredients, and all these come from plants. Animals provide us with milk. Meat products, eggs, cows, goats and buffaloes are some common animals which give us milk. Milk and milk products like butter, cream, cheese, in pizza we eat cheese, and curd are used all over the world. Can you name some other animals which gives us milk? Okay, so you have to think that what other animals who can provide, what are some other animals which provide us milk. Now next, moving on to plant parts, animal products as food. Plants are one of the source of our food. Which parts of a plant are those? So now we have to think that plant are the sources of food. We have known from activity 3. So now we have to think which part is eaten, which part is edible and which part is not edible. Okay, what is edible? The things which can be eaten safely is called edible, and things which cannot be eaten, which can harm us, are called not edible. Okay, we eat many leafy vegetables. We eat fruits of some plants, sometimes roots, sometimes stems, sometimes even flowers. Okay, so every time we don't eat fruit of the plant. Sometimes we eat leaves of the plant, sometimes we eat some roots of the plant, sometimes we eat stem of the plant as a food source. Okay, so there are quite much differences. So here is a paheli. You could also see, let's read it. Paheli wants to know, a girl wants to know if any of our food comes from sources other than plants and animals. So you can also think that there are some other sources also other than plants and animals from where the food comes. Okay, you have to think at your home. Now moving on to next. Here so we eat leafy vegetables, sometimes flowers, sometimes stems. Have you ever eaten pumpkin flowers dipped in rice and paste and dried and fried? Try it. Have you eaten any time pumpkin? Pumpkin in Hindi we say it kaddu. Okay, so pumpkin flowers are also eaten in a different way. Some plants have 2 or more edible is what? Eatable, that could be eaten. Anything that could be eaten is called edible. Edible parts. Seeds of the mustard plant gives us oil, and the leaves are used as a vegetable. Can you think of the different parts of a banana plant are used as food? Okay, so in banana plant there are different parts which are used as a food. Like you can cook in the leaves of banana, you can cook fish, or you can eat placing all your food ingredients on the leaf of banana. There are huge, very large leaf of bananas from where you can eat food onto them. Think of more examples where many parts of a single plant are used as a food. Okay, so you have to think that which part of a plant can be used as a food. Now we will be moving on to activity 4. 3 activities we have already done. So let's see what is this activity consist of. From all the food items you have listed in table 1.3, choose those items whose ingredients are obtained from plants. Which part of a plant? Identify these, and the list of the food items and plant parts are shown in table 1.4. So see here what it is written. Food items with plant as the major source. So here it is written brinjal curry. You have to note the item here in this column, and in this column you have to note the ingredients or the sources. Okay, ingredients means, like I have told, rice is made from rice and water. Rice is boiled into water, so there are two ingredients, water and another is rice. So here you have to write their ingredients or the sources. Like rice comes from plant, okay, water comes from water sources. Here you have to write like this: what are the ingredients you have used, or your mother tells you, or your sister tells you, elder sister, elder brother, ki what are the ingredients used in making this brinjal curry. You have to note all these here. Okay, now you have to also ask your friends and family to that what is the brinjal. Suppose there is a brinjal curry. Brinjal is a vegetable, so there is a brinjal curry. Brinjal is a what kind of part of fruit it is. You have to note that whether brinjal is a leaf, whether brinjal is a stem, whether brinjal is a flower, or when brinjal is a root. Whatever it is, you have to note it here. Okay, now moving on to next page. Here what is: do not try to test unknown plants around you to see if they are edible. Some plants could be poisonous. So wondering about the plants, you don't have to go in your nearby places, and don't try to eating some plants or anything. Okay, that could be harmful for you, because some plants are poisonous also. They are harmful to you. They may cause you serious problems. So now see here in activity 5 what it is saying, that take some dry seeds of moong or chana. Put a small quantity of seed in a container filled with water and leave this aside for a day. Okay, now you ask your mother for some moong or chana dal. Okay, dry seeds of moong and chana. It must be available in your kitchen. Put a small quantity of seeds in a container filled with water and leave this aside for a day. What you have to do, you have to take a bucket or a small container, you have to put some water in it, and you just put those seeds into them and leave it in a corner of the room for a day. Okay, so next day drain the water completely and leave the seeds in the vessel. So next day what you have to do, you have to remove all the water from the vessel, from that container, and let it wet. Okay, and let the seeds in the vessel only. Now wrap them with a piece of wet cloth and set aside. What you have to do, you have to take all these seeds, you have to take a hanky or a wet cloth, you have to put all those seeds, those soaked seeds which you have kept for a day in water, you have to put them in a wet cloth. This is very interesting. Do it at your home. Wrap them with a piece of wet cloth and set aside. Okay, the following day, do you observe any changes in the seed? Now you have to, what do you have to do, you have to daily look into those seeds. You have to open the wet cloth and you have to notice what are the changes happening to the seeds. Did you see something new? A small white structure that may have grown out of the seed. If so, the seeds have sprouted. What is this word sprouted? Sprouted means that seed is now germinating. That seed is now turning into now taking a shape of plant. It is the first stage of a seed being converted into plant. Okay, by this stage, slowly, if you soak this seed into soil, then you will see that slowly it will turn into a very small tree of whatever that seed is, moong or chana, whatever you have taken. If not, wash the seeds in water and drain the water and leave them aside for another day, covered with a wet cloth. The next day, see if the seeds have sprouted, and if you don't find that sprouted some white structure coming out of that seed, you have to do the same process. You have to again put it in a wet cloth and put it for one day. You have to put it in somewhere in the corner of the room. Okay, after washing these sprouted seeds, you can eat them. Okay, these sprouted seeds could be eaten also, that are very healthy for us. After washing these sprouted seeds, you can eat them. They can also be boiled, add some spices and get a tasty snack to eat. You can ask your mother to boil it. Okay, and you could also consume it with some spices. It will be very tasty. See, you will see here in this diagram, you can see your sprouted seeds like this. if they would be sprouted, there will be white like these tentacles coming out of the seeds. Okay, you can see here white color sprouts coming out of the seed. Okay, so next, do you know where honey comes from or how it is produced? Have you seen a beehive where so many bees keep buzzing about? Bees collect nectar. Honey, you all must have eaten honey. It's a very sweet product of bees. Bees, you know, मधुमक्खी जिसे कहते हैं. Okay, so you must have bees keep buzzing about. Bees collect nectar, sweet juices from the flowers, convert it into honey and store it in their hives. So does this nectar come from? The word nectar comes from you can say flowers. It's a sweet juices of flowers that honeybees collect and they process it in their hives. From these flower juices they used to make honey in their nest, or that is called hive. Okay, into honey and store it in their hives. Flowers and their nectar may be available only for the part of the year. Okay, so the flower of some plant is not available throughout there are seasons in which flowers grow. So bees store this nectar of their use all through the year. When we find such a beehive, we collect the food stored by the bees as a honey. Okay, that honey what we eat, it is basically the food of bees that collect them for them, but that is collected as a food by the human beings also. Okay, because that's a very huge an amount, and so we could take their food and consume it as honey. What do animals eat? Now next topic is what animals do eat. Okay, do you have a cattle or a pet that you take care of? A dog, a cat, buffalo or a goat. You will then surely be aware of the food the animals eat. Okay, if you must be having some dog in your house, okay, you must be having some cat in your house, or you must be having some buffalo or cow or goat or whatever pet you must have, you must be providing them with food. So you have to notice that what they eat. Okay, what about other animals? Any animals? There are several different animals, and different animals eat different types of food. Have you ever observed that a squirrel, pigeon, lizard or a small insect may be eating at their different food? So there are different kinds of animals, and all those animals take different food. Like you must have seen that cow must be eating green leafy vegetables, and your dog must not be eating green leafy vegetables, or any cat, you must have not seen any cat eating the green leafy vegetables. Okay, so here comes the activity 6. Several animals are listed in the table 1.5 for some of them and the type of food they eat. Okay, here in this table you can see a squirrel eating something. Okay, so also fill in the blanks in the table. You have to perform this activity in the table. Have a look again at table 1.5. Let's have a look and group the animals entered here as follows. Place animals which eat only plants or animals which eat both plant and animals. Okay, now let's see here name of the animal, and here it is written food animal eats. Like buffalo eats grass, oil cake, hay, grains. These things, what is grass? Green grass. Buffaloes eat oil cake. When the seeds are grounded, when the oil seeds are grounded, then the byproduct is obtained as the oil cake. The oil cake the buffaloes eat. Cat what eat? Cat, small animals, like cat can eat mouse in your house. Some small bird, cat can just catch it or prey for it. Birds, or you must also have seen that cat is when the domestic cat comes in our houses, what do? They eat the milk present in the kitchen. Okay, so here are several things what several animals eat. You have to ask your elders in your home in a house, and you have to note all those things here, like what do rat eat, what do lion eat, what do tiger eat, what do spider eat, what do cow eat, what do human beings eat, what butterfly eats, what crow eats, and others, whatever you found. Okay, so you have to complete this activity at your home with the help of your elders or whatever, whoever teaches you, your father or mother. These are called herbivores. Okay, just you have to group all them. And animals which eat only plants are called herbivores animals. Okay, means they depends only on herbs. There are some animals which eat other animals. Place this in group 2. Okay, so from here from the table, what you have noticed, that there must be some animals which eat small animals as the food. Okay, like a lion must be eating some small animal, like he must be eating some deer or any bird or monkey. Okay, he must be eating. So you have to complete this activity, then you have to move on. Okay, so you have to notice that what they are eating. Okay, now those animals which are eating only the food from plant source are called as herbivorous. Those animals which eat only their food from animal source, like they eat meat of small animals or any bird or anything, so they will be in group 2. That group is called as carnivores. So animals which eat only animals as their food are called as carnivores. Do you find some animals which eat both plants and animals? There you must have find some animals. There are some animals which eat both. They eat plants also, they eat animals also. Okay, means their food is dependent also on the plant source as well as animal source. So such type of animals you have to put in group 3. These are called as omnivores. So those animals which eat all. Okay, they eat their food from plant source also, they eat their food from animal source also. They are called as omnivores. Now what you have to do, you have to prepare a table like this. In this table, what you have to do, you have to do activity. You have to make 3 columns. Column 1 with herbivores, column 2 with carnivores, column 3 with omnivores. Okay, like dog eat chapati also. If you give a chapati to a dog, he will eat chapati also. And if you give him meat or some animal product, he will eat that also. Okay, so dog is a omnivore. Carnivores like lion don't eat herbs. Lion don't take their food from plant sources. They only take food from animal sources. So lion is a purely carnivores. So and there is next cow or buffalo. Cow don't eat food. Cow don't eat meat. Okay, buffalo don't eat meat. They only take their food from plant source only. Okay, so here you have to note you have to group all these animals according to their food habits. Okay, so once more, the animals which eat only plant as their food are called herbivores. Animals which eat only animal as their food source are called carnivores, and animals which eat herbs, plant, and as well as animals are called as omnivores. Okay, now here are certain keywords that you have to remember. I have told you about ingredients, about edible, about nectar, about sprouted seeds. What are herbivores? Ingredients, the item that is prepared up of. Edible is anything that can be eaten. Nectar is the sweet fruit of the flowers. Sprouted seeds, we have done activity. We have put chana and moong dal in water, and then we have put it into a wet cloth. After few days we saw that they are sprouting. The white thing is coming out of that is called sprout. Okay, herbivores are the animals which eat only plant as their food. Carnivores are the animals which eat only animals as their food. Omnivores are the animals which eat both plant and animal as their food. Now here is the summary. Let's see. Here is the summary of the lesson. You have to read it. You have to just memorize it at your home. Okay, you have to read this summary at your home. This is very important. Okay, this is the basic thing we have studied in this chapter. Okay, next moving on to the exercises. Next, moving on to exercises, what we have to do? We have to perform these exercises at our home. Okay, with the help of your elders, do it at our home. Thank you, students. Thanks for watching my channel, Class in Hands. And this is also suggested activity. You could also perform this. Just note it out. Okay, things to think about. These are the things you must be think about. Okay, you have to discover new ways so that we could avoid the wastage of food. You could also discuss this thing with your mother at home while she is cooking. Okay, so students, please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and also ask your friends to do so. You could also post your questions, whatever the queries is over there, you could place it in the comment section. Okay, thank you. In the next lecture we will be studying chapter 2 of science. Thank you. Keep watching Class in Hands.